What is going on, everyone? This is Brother 2, bringing you guys a new video for the channel. Now, it's that time of the year, you know, it's the holidays, you know, people are coming together, friends, family, and you know, it's such a magical time of year. But you know, the one thing that really brings all this together, it's such a magical thing to be really talking about here. But you know, it's not Christmas by any means. If anything, ladies and gentlemen, it is time once again. Get your engine started. We are here for season 6 of the LDL, the Lonely Draft League, as a part of TLTPG, the Pokemon group I am associated with. Yes, that's right, you guys. We have spent actually the last 10 days drafting for our new team for this season. Now, last season, unfortunately, I wasn't able to post the last video. We ended up going out in the quarterfinals, which sucks. But you know what? We ended up losing against our buddy Matt, who ended up winning the championship, so I can't complain about that. But here, you guys, last season, I believe we had a full open draft. No tiers needed, just so people can draft things, get used to some new Alolan Pokemon. And so, this time around, we actually have a whole tier system. A lot of it, I think, is mainly based off of just previous tiers that have been around. Some things have changed, yes, here and there. But you know what? If you guys have seen any draft leagues before, you'll know how this kind of works. So, as you guys do see on the screen, I'm supposed to draft a tier 1, tier 2, 2 tier 3s, a tier 4, a tier 5, a mega, 4 free picks out of a 400-point total, and a Z crystal. That's right, you get to draft a Z crystal and stuff, and I'll get to that as I go through the draft and stuff. But this is just going to be a breakdown of my personal team and a full stream going over the entirety of the draft will be coming up on, I believe, I want to say December 29th. So definitely be looking forward to that, you guys. I will say, for this draft, you know, we have a lot of new coaches, a lot of returning coaches, so it was scary. It was scary to see what people would draft, how people would draft this time around, considering we do have tiers now. But I felt at home. I honestly felt at home when when setting things up. I actually, I had most of my draft kind of planned out beforehand, if not the whole thing. And then I took it to my buddy Jack, who loves draft format. He's one of my main people that help me team build. We went back and forth with a couple ideas, and so at the end of it all, when draft really started, I had my whole entire team kind of planned out ahead. And so let's without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump into it. In the entirety of the draft, I will say, you guys, I think I was either, hold on, I actually have it right here. I was either 6th or 7th in the lineup for the draft. I think I was 7th. Let me see. I'm pulling it up right now for the page. For the draft itself, I was 7th. And we did like the regular snake format of drafting. So 1 through 12, 12 through 1. 1 through 12, 12 through 1. So being in the middle, once again, another season I'm like dead middle, was not a bad thing by any means. It allowed me to actually plan and space things out rather than grabbing like 2 picks at a time and then coming back, hoping that I don't get sniped, you know, almost 24 drafts later. So being in the middle isn't a bad thing. I would really like to see how it is being on the end like that, like having like a wheel pick like that. But you know, I was happy where I was. But heading into the first round, you know, I knew I needed some serious power. I needed a mon that I wanted to use a mon I've never used before. And so I dropped down to actually tier 2 for my first pick, and I ended up picking up Infernape. And Infernape, you guys, at least in this tier system, is a tier 2. Hiruzen, our Infernape, is joining us. A wonderful firefighting type. It can be both physical, it can be special, it can be mixed, banded, scarfed, specs, life orb, nasty plot, swords dance, And it can be a stone setter. Like, this thing can do so much, and it's only the first mon that we have. And like, there have been many seasons in the past where I've wanted to draft this thing, but I had a different idea in mind for a fire type I wanted, whether that be Entei or Arcanine or something, because those are two of my favorite fire types. But you know, Infernape is there to really give me a wonderful powerhouse to start things off. Base 108 speed, so we're already outspeeding all those base 100s, base 101s, 102s like Garchomp. 104 in both attack and special attack. Like I said, it can be a mixed attacker if need be. We could U-turn. We have Switch Initiative. Infernape is awesome. I'm hoping I can use it in as many different ways I can, and hopefully I don't get into that kind of what's it called? Hopefully I don't just use Infernape the same way over and over. Hopefully there's no repetition there, and like Infernape only fills just this one role. No, Infernape can fill so many different roles. And, you know, that's something I do hope that does happen with this season, because, I can't wait. Hiruzin's going to be putting in the work. But the next mon that came to me was our Tier 1 pick, and I had to go back and think about, you know, a Pokemon that really helped me through a couple seasons. And a mon that I honestly just can't live without, something that's a hard hitter, something that can be bulky, a powerful dragon type that actually got moved up to Tier 1. And so, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back our Kelly, our Salamence. Gonna be joining us for Season 6. Once again, it's Salamence, you guys. It is Salamence. Base 100 speed, 110 special attack, 135 physical attack. I can get Moxie, I can get Intimidate on this thing. And both of those abilities are extremely awesome. Intimidate, just for if I want to lower any physical attackers or any like huge wall breakers like that. Moxie for any scarf usage or anything like that. I can Dragon Dance, and like his moveset is so wide that I couldn't give up Salamence. I was so afraid someone was gonna snipe him from us, and I would have picked Dragonite in that case just as a backup. You know, multi-scale wouldn't have been bad, but you know. The main reason why I did come back to Salamence was I'm very familiar with it. I know how to use it in many different ways, as Season 2 really helped me with that, with my winning season. And, you know, Salamence is just reliable. He really is. He honestly is reliable. But that's going to be Salamence, and, you know, heading into round 3, you guys, this next mon was so crucial. Like, I wanted an electric type. Fast electric types, many, as we all know, are few and far between, and they are necessary. They are necessary, I feel, for a really good draft team. And originally, when I put together this team, I wanted Raikou. Raikou was just a different mon that I hadn't really used a lot, and, you know, it served its purpose. It was a very fast, very powerful electric type. And as I was talking with Jack about it, he's like, well, you know, Raikou's cool, Raikou's awesome, but for so many points, you don't get a lot out of Raikou, because if you do want to, like, use Aura Sphere on it, it's got to be Rash Nature, so you can't even take care of its full speed that it has. So we debated back and forth, and finally we settled on this Pokemon that I cannot believe went to the 3rd round in the 7th pick. But we ended up picking Jolteon to join the team. Jolteon, of course, you guys, I think I've had it in a previous season. I'm not sure if there's any recordings of me having it, but Jolteon, ironically, I name him Jack, and I think that's why Jack wanted me to have it, because it's possibly his favorite Pokemon. And Jolteon is just an incredible special hitting force. Like seriously, has Volt Absorb and Quick Feet. Volt Absorb, of course, we know so well from having Joey Galaxy or Thundurus in the past, being able to just absorb any electric type attacks that want to come our way, giving us full immunity, which is super awesome. I think it's base 130. We have base 130 speed and 110 special attack. Even a 95 special defense is pretty freaking good for almost necessarily a glass cannon. It gets wonderful wide move spread like Thunderbolt, Thunder, of course. It gets Signal Beam, Shadow Ball. I can Wish Protect if I really want to. Substitute. It gets access to Reflect. We can Baton Pass if we really wanted to. So, I mean, it's not bad at all. We could honestly do a Sash Jolteon with Agility and Baton Pass out. I'm all for that, honestly. That sounds like a really cool plan. I might want to bring that one week. I just thought of that right now. But, you know, Jolteon is going to be awesome because it gives us a wonderful Switch initiative alongside Infernape, and I'm happy that such a powerful Pokemon ended up in our good graces. But heading into the next round, round 4, you know, there are a lot of things that were in my mind. It's like, well, should I get my Water type now? Should I get my Fairy type? And at this point, you know, I was really thinking about getting my Mega Pokemon, and something magical happened that that really allowed me to make this pick fairly well. A couple of people started to draft their Fairy types, so I knew I needed to get my Fairy type ASAP. But the amazing thing for this draft was everyone was jumping the gun, I feel, drafting their Megas. And for that reason, by the time this 4th pick came around, I mean, at least Jolteon came to me, I think everyone except for like 3 or 4 of us had drafted our Mega. So a good 2/3 of the team drafted their Mega. And I'm like, okay, after Jolteon, I'll see where we're at. And if, you know, there's still a couple of people that don't have their Megas, I'll draft a Mega. But by the time this 4th pick came to me, everyone except for I think two of us. There was me and Blazing Squid, coach of the Toronto Totodile. Only us two drafted our Mega. We hadn't drafted our Mega, and so I kind of messaged. I messaged Blazing Squid and just like, yo, bro, you know, I just want to know, like, which Mega are you getting, because we kind of have different teams right now. So what's your Mega? And he let me know my he let me know his. I let him know mine because because it was fair game. And I was thankful enough that he shared this information with me. But we weren't gonna snipe each other on our Megas, and so because of that, we were really free to just sit on our Megas through the whole entire draft and be able to draft what we needed when we needed it. And you know, that honestly led me to this 4th pick, which was Florges as our Fairy type. I almost wanted to go Sylveon, like I had in previous season, but Sylveon just didn't have the amount of bulk that Florges did, and Florges being able to Heal Bell, I believe, yeah, is a Heal Bell user, right? Yeah, Heal Bell, Aromatherapy, Calm Mind, Toxic Stall, Wish, Protect. This thing is just exactly what I needed. It's exactly what I needed. I've never really used a Heal Bell user before, or a Wish Protect Mon as efficient as I could. And so I'm hoping that Florges will be able to help me out here, as, you know, being such a very specially bulky wall that it is at base 154 special defense and 112 special attack. Holy hell, even if you don't put any special attack investment in Florges, you're still going to be hitting hard with the base 112 special attack, you guys. And seriously, it's just so magical. The kind of mixture it makes with Salamence. Salamence, of course, having that ×4 weakness to Ice types. Ice types, more so than not, are going to be hitting it with like Ice Beam, Icy Wind, all that fun stuff, special aside, and Florges will be able to eat that up all day, saying, nah, that ain't happening. That ain't happening this time around. And for Florges, as a side note, will be shiny, so it's going to have the purple on the bottom with the blue. And I'm like, well, purple and blue flowers, the only color I can think of that comes with that is Periwinkle. So we're going to be having Periwinkle the Florges on our team, and I'm super excited because it's a newer Mon I've never used before, and I can't wait to use it. But heading into round 5 now, you guys. I dipped into my points again, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check my list here. Round 5, yes. Going into round 5, I was really scared with this next pick. I had a backup, don't get me wrong. I had a backup for this next pick. And if I didn't get it, I would be okay with it, but this is a Pokemon that has been sniped for me, I feel like, for 3 seasons now. And there's good reason why, because it's a very good Mon, and a lot of people do wish to use it. And so I was looking at my team, and I'm like, okay, I got a couple awesome. I got really good core started. I want to kind of start rounding it off with different things I might need. I need a knockoff user, and I possibly need another stealth rock user. I want a powerful ground type. And one more thing kind of popped up that kind of made me choose this Pokemon more than anything, and it's having an Intimidate core, just to cycle out a couple of Intimidate users to really stall out any physical type attackers, and that's where Crocodile comes in. That's right, Crocodile fell to me in the 5th round, and I'm so happy because for those of you who do not know, I am like one of the biggest Nappy Boy, King Nappy fans. I love his channel. I hope UCL Season 3 comes sometime sooner rather than later, because I loved watching his videos, his thought process. It's honestly how I learned the league format, was from watching his videos before I found other PokeTubers to watch with more, like, I'm not going to say seasoned, but that have had more experience. And I'm not saying, King Nappy's not experienced by any means, because, he's done wonderful. But, he is where I got my start in UCL Season 1. Of course, everyone that watched it knows of Liability the Crocodile. So it's just an homage to nickname this Crocodile Liability. And I can't wait to use it. It's going to be so awesome to use. And being able to cycle out Intimidates with Salamence is going to be awesome, for sure. It's definitely going to be awesome. But now heading into the next round, my thought process here was, if Crocodile got sniped from me, I would pick up a I would pick up Nidoking or Nidoqueen, whatever it was available to me. Hopefully Nidoking, because I got sniped from it last year. And because I did get Crocodile, I didn't want to get a... but Nidoking was going to serve the purpose of being my my poison type as well. So because of that, it's like, well, I still need to pick up a poison type. I need someone that's going to be strong, something that's going to be powerful, something that can actually kind of be bulky. And I almost wanted to get I almost wanted to get Slowbro. I'm sorry, no, no, not Slowbro. Tangrowth, and pair him up. Just trying to get a regenerator core. But at the end of the day, once again, talking with my buddy Jack, him and I really went back and forth on this one. I threw a couple things out towards him, asking him what it was he felt would be better. And he's like, well, the bulk, you got some good bulk going on for you right now. Get a little bit more power to kind of like balance things out that can be bulky if need be, and something that can really... something that where you can add a little bit more hazard stacking. And so the only thing that really came to mind with that in a poison type that actually acts as a grass type as well is going to be our Roserade Corsage. Our Roserade. Roserade is really, really cool. Roserade, base 90 speed, 105 special defense, 125 special attack. It gets access to toxic spikes, has a very, very wide, extremely wide move pool. Listen to this. I mean, it gets Dazzling Gleam, Energy Ball, extra sensory, any hidden power that we want, which does get Technician boosted, mind you. We get Leaf Storm if we really want to go gung-ho with it all. We get Sludge Bomb, of course, Shadow Ball. Oh my gosh, Spikes, Toxic Spikes, Synthesis, and if you even want to run a physical set, it has some physical moves there as well, because it does get access to Swords Dance. Might throw a wrench in someone's plans there somewhere along the line, but you could even Assault Vest it. Technician is really the saving grace of this Pokemon. Being able to boost all moves of base power 60 or lower to 1.5, and Roserade's going to be awesome. Roserade, I feel, melds really, really well with Infernape. Really able to eat up any attacks that Infernape can't handle, especially water-type attacks. Of course, that Water, Fire, Grass core. Infernape being able to help out anything Roserade can't deal with. The only thing that is stopping them is a Flying type, which I'm noticing right now, actually, which kind of sucks. But, we definitely have resistances and Pokemon that can stop Flying types in their tracks. Like Salamence, like Crocodile, Intimidate users are going to be helpful there, because a lot of Flying types are usually physical attackers, disregarding, you know, a very low-tiered few. But Roserade is going to be awesome. Corsage is here. This one's going to be shiny as well. I'm not going to lie. I love shiny Roserade. It's possibly the best grass shiny, type shiny I've ever seen. And I mentioned this, I kind of slipped on this earlier when I said I wanted to get Tangrowth with the Regenerator core. But wanting to round off my Fire, Water, Grass core, I knew I needed a Pokemon that could also help out something on the more defensive side. And I also wanted a Psychic type, but I wasn't sure if I had the points for it later on in this draft, and a lot of Psychic types were being picked up at this point. And I'm like, well, if I'm going to go bulk here, and I'm going to need something that can stay bulky, come back, and get a little bit of health back. So, guys, I did go with Slowbro. Slowbro is joining our bruh. I don't know why. I can never think of a more clever nickname than just bruh, because I'm very simple like that. But we have Bruh the Slowbro, which is super, super cool. Freaking Slack Off, Calm Mind, gets access to so many different moves. It's just going to be super awesome. You know, those Scald Burns are going to be key. Being a Regenerator Mon itself is going to be super cool. Being able to replenish 30%, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, but 30% of its HP when it's swapped out, so I can preserve Slowbro for as much as I need to be. And you know, sometimes, sometimes you just need to put Fire Blast on something. And you know, Fire Blast is going to be awesome. Fire Blast is going to be awesome to use and stuff, as well as Grass Knot for any other type of bit like bulky or water types like that, which is really, really cool, especially for stuff like like Seismitoads or Swamperts that anyone wants to have, or just like those heavier mons, you know. Ice Beam, of course, being to set up screens. It's going to be awesome. And I feel like between the three of them, but Infernape, Roserade, and Slowbro, it works wonderfully. Each complement each other extremely well for many different means. And it's going to be great. It's going to be great. But now, moving into the lower tiers, I believe this was round 9. Yes. No, round 8. Heading into round 8, at this point, only 2 Z Crystals, I think, were drafted at this point. And unfortunately for me, I did get my initial Z Crystal sniped from me. In fact, this was the only snipe that we had here. This was the only snipe we had the entire draft. 1.5, I will say. There was a tier 4 that I did want, but you know what I ended up getting was a lot better in my opinion. So there's that. But I originally wanted the Firium Z, but that got sniped by the frickin' Toronto Totodile coach, Blazing Squid, who's going to be able to use it magnificently. If you guys go check out his team, Firium Z worked out wonderfully, but I wanted the Firium Z for Infernape. Mainly because, you know, for Infernape, just being as powerful as it is, would be able to just hit teams as hard as it could. Salamence would be able to use it. I think Crocodile would be able to use it with Fire Fang. Slowbro would have been able to use it with Fire Blast, which I thought would have been so cool to use. Set up the Sunny Day, because I believe Slowbro gets Sunny Day. Wait, no, does it? No, it doesn't. No. Someone on my team, I think, gets Sunny Day. And like having Sunny Day set up like that for a +1 speed, and then go for a Fire Blast or something like that, would have been awesome. It would have been powerful. But, you know, it got sniped from us, and so I'm looking through, trying to figure out what else I could possibly want. Not a lot of things were meshing, not a lot of things were molding together. And then, like, I was just like, okay, I'll just need, let's take the focus off of Infernape, and let's try and put the focus on another mon, see what else we could do. I considered Flynium Z for Salamence. I considered, I think, Steelium Z, because a lot of different Pokemon got Steel-type moves. But in the end, the one thing that really just stuck out to me was the power of Jolteon, kind of like the power of Infernape. And so because of that, I went ahead and I grabbed the Electrium Z. Electrium Z, of course, being able to help out our Jolteon really, really well. Jolteon really doesn't need a lot of different items on it just to make it more powerful. I mean, Specs, yeah, Scarf if you really want to be that guy, Life Orb, of course. But, you know, throwing that Electrium Z, it'll keep people guessing. It'll lower the power of Knockoff, which a lot of people want to do for Jolteon. And also, let's see, Infernape can get Thunder Punch. Salamence, I think, can get Thunder Fang. Crocodile gets Thunder Fang. And Slowbro gets Thunder Wave. And this is what's really cool. Thunder Wave Z Crystal, it paralyzes, of course, which it can still miss, which kind of sucks, but it also adds a +1 to our special defense, and I thought that was a wonderful kind of blend alongside Slowbro being the bulkier Mon, one of our bulkier Mons and stuff, and so I thought it was really cool, something to boost our defenses, paralyze a Mon, and really just start to hit hard. I really like that concept, and so I couldn't pass up such a, honestly, one of the more offensive Z crystals out there. And I guess I'll just say this now, on top of Electrium Z, everyone in the league does have access to Normalium Z. I don't have a slide for that, I should have put that on, but everyone has access to Normalium Z, which is going to be awesome. It'll add a lot of different dynamics and stuff for us to use between the two Z crystals. And you know what, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't sure if Fire MZ was going to be the right choice, or Electrium Z is, but you know what, we're going to try it. We've used Electrium Z quite a lot from using Joy Galaxy in the past, but you know what, that's perfectly fine. You know, I know how to use this Z Crystal efficiently, and I feel like I can use it efficiently on this team again. But now heading into round 9, going into our lower tiers, I didn't have a lot of points left, and like I said, there was a tier 4 Mon that got sniped from, well, it got kind of half sniped from me, which was Miltank. I just want to use Miltank just because I think a thick fat user is really awesome. Milk Drink, Kill Bell, Stealth Rocks, and just being able to say I have a cow that's base 100 speed, it's just pretty funny. It's just pretty funny. But I was looking through my team, and I'm noticing, you know, that I don't have a good Rapid Spinner. I have a lot of defoggers. I have a ton of I got a few good defoggers here. But like if hazards get on my side, you know, there's really not a good way for me to get rid of them besides, you know, defogging. And that's where this Pokemon comes in. It's a Pokemon I've never used before, but last season, I can't remember what coach used it or had it on their team, but they ended up getting a 6-0 sweep with this thing, which was actually really, really cool. So coming up for round 9, I grabbed Komala. And Komala is so interesting to me, because like I'm just like looking at his stats. It's got a base 115 attack, and that's really all it has going for it. It's base 65 speed, base 95 special defense. Okay, that's cool, but it's a rapid spinner. That's all I can say. It's a rapid spinner. It can, like I said, it got a 6-0 sweep last season, so I would love to figure out how to do that. It gets access to acrobatics, bulk up, earthquake. Wood Hammer, I know, Iron Head, another knockoff user, Play Rough, Rock Slide, Shadow Claw, Sucker Punch, Superpower. It can Swords Dance up if you really want. Toxic U-Turn, it's another U-Turn user. Zen Headbutt, Wood Hammer, you know, it's just got a wide physical move pool. While that speed is kind of not the best, you know, I'm excited to see if I can use Komala effectively. I'm usually the guy that likes switch initiative and always wanting to outspeed. But you know, if I need to slow things down, which I feel like I kind of did this season, as you guys will see, there's like a mixture of both. I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm definitely gonna enjoy using Komala, which I'm gonna be naming Tree Hugger because he's always hugging that lovely little stump, and you bet your butt we're gonna turn that stump bright white and pink. So that is that's Komala. Moving into the next round, it's like okay, we're getting there now. I have only so many points left to get from either a tier 4 or a tier 5. I'm looking down, trying to figure out what type I don't have left. And I realized I didn't have a very solid ghost type, and I was debating whether or not I should have gotten a bulkier ghost type like Dusknoir, Cofagrigus, Dusclops, or I should turn around and possibly get more of a what's it called? More of just a powerhouse, a fast hitter of a ghost type, and at the end of the day, I decided to go ahead and kind of grab the latter. And I ended up grabbing Miss Magius. Miss Magius is very, very cool. It has base 105 for special attack, special defense, and speed, which just rocks a 70 base stat total, 60 base stat total across the other stats. But base 105, being able to barely outpace those 100 speed mons, which is super awesome. It's honestly very, very cool. I'm gonna be nicknaming this thing Bellatrix and making it bright green because I just feel like that completely fits this Pokemon perfectly. But having access to Calm Mind, Dark Pulse, Dazzling Gleam, Shadow Ball, Energy Ball, Mystical Fire, another Heal Bell user if you really want to, Power Gem, Psychic. You know, this thing honestly it has the works. It's got Thunderbolt, so another Z Crystal user that we can have, which is really nice. Another Z Thunder Wave user if we really want to be that guy. But you know, Miss Magius is just gonna be really, really cool. I like fast Pokemon. I like bulky Pokemon. There's really no in between for me except for maybe Crocodile and Komala at this point. But you know, Miss Magius is gonna play a vital role, being able to help spin block, being able to help burn things with Will-O-Wisp, being able to trick things if we really want to. Any setup sweepers like that, and Trick is something I've been noticing has been picking up a lot of popularity. And so it's just one of those Pokemon that I felt just fit so perfectly here that I couldn't miss passing it up. And now heading into the next round, as you guys see, I'm willing to bet you guys know what Pokemon's going to be last, unfortunately. But going into Tier 5, there were so many different things I wanted to try. I was like, well, do I want to get my normal type there, get like Tauros, get something fun like Chatot and get some Boom Burst action going on? Do I want to do this, that? I wanted to do like Bouffalant, honestly, because I love Bouffalant. It's like one of my top favorite Pokemon. And, you know, at the end of the day, I just couldn't pass it up. Like, I saw this Pokemon in the WBE being drafted, I think it was the WBE or it was the MPA, just from watching A-Drive. And, I didn't do a lot, but then I started to look into the Mon and figure out what was going on with it, to where I actually ended up kind of falling in love with what I could potentially do with it. It's another U-turn user. It's a bug type. It is another defogger. And you know what? It's going to be weird to say this, you guys. It honestly is going to be super, super weird saying this, but I ended up drafting Scyther. That's right, Scyther. Now just, come with me on this journey as I discovered this Mon. As I was going through, I remembered someone had Scyther on their team. I can't remember who it was in the Pokemon community that drafted it. And I was like, okay, why would they want Scyther? And I'm looking at this thing, and it allows us to have an Eviolite user. It's base 105 speed, just like Miss Magius. It's base 105 speed. Scyther's base speed is only like base 70. And I'm just thinking, how is this a thing? And then I continue to look. It's got base 80 defenses. So with the Eviolite, that goes 1.5. So that makes it a base 120 defensive Mon, which is nuts in itself. And it's got base 110 attack. It's like, why isn't Scyther just that much better? It still gets access to Technician, which is super cool. We get Aerial Ace, Agility, we can Baton Pass, Brick Break, we get access to Double Edge Facade if anyone wants to try and burn us. We can Knock Off, of course. We can get freaking Technician Quick Attack. This is so weird, but the cool thing is, it's like, it can be such a bulky Pokemon. It can be a Defogger, a U-turner, all that fun stuff. Especially if we make it bulky enough, we can be able to pass some stats off, like a Sword Stance or an Agility, either or. Tailwind, we can get Tailwind up, which I thought was really, really cool to help some of our slower Mons really outpace a lot of different things on other people's teams. Toxic, of course, and you know, it's just something fun. This league is honestly, it's not about winning or losing, even though of course we all want to win, but this is just fun. TLTPG is about having fun, and Scyther was just something so different and so out of the blue that you couldn't help but try and just to draft it, just to see what's going on. And you know what? I'm super happy. It's going to be shiny. It's going to be a dark green, and we're calling him Spearmint. That's for damn sure right there. And now, heading into the final round, because of the situation where everyone jumped and grabbed their Mega, Squid and I were able to draft our Megas for our last picks, and I still can't believe that that was the case. Because as you guys are looking through my team, you probably might be able to guess what my Mega is. And seeing as how I used up all my points, I had to choose from a tier 2 or a tier 3 Mega, where I don't lose any points or I gain points back. And I decided to go with the bulk. I've seen this Pokemon used efficiently, and you know what? I've always wanted to give it a try because I feel like it's just such an underrated Mega, and because of just the power that is behind it. But we're gonna go. But for my Mega pick, you guys, for my final pick, the 12th round, we ended up getting Mega Aggron. Oh, just to say that I got Mega Aggron in the last round of this draft is really, really cool. But Mega Aggron, you guys, base 230 defense. 230 defense. At this point, you don't even need to put any defense stats towards Mega Aggron. If you really want to be that guy, go right ahead, but you could really invest in its special defense, and it's still going to be bulky on both sides, which is so cool. Base 140 attack, this thing is hitting like a truck. Can set up Stealth Rocks, it can Thunder Wave, Toxic stuff. Iron Head, of course, Heavy Slam, I think is where a lot of people usually go for. It gets access to things like Aqua Tail, Dragon Claw, Dragon Tail, Avalanche, which is really, really nice. Fire Punch, Earthquake, Head Smash, of course, Ice Punch even, Low Kick, Outrage, Power Up Punch, Rest if we really want to be that guy, Roar, oh my gosh, Shadow Claw. This thing's just incredible. Like, seriously, Superpower, Thunder Punch. This thing honestly has so much power behind it, and if, like, being such a wonderful wall alongside of our other walls, like say our Slowbro, our Florges and Mega Aggron together are so amazing. I probably have said that word so many times, but Florges and Mega Aggron, super, especially the bulky, super physically bulky. It's just a perfect pairing that I couldn't pass up. And, you know, I did take a lot of inspiration from A-Drive's GBA winning team with Salamence, Mega Aggron, and a very bulky fairy type, his being Sylveon. I went for Florges this time around. But it's just so cool to say that this Mon is going to be putting in the work. It's going to be super shiny, bright blue, and bright white. It's going to be called Palladium. And that is going to be our Season 6 team, you guys. Let me know down in the comments who you think is going to be the MVP for the season, what our record is going to be. And you know what? I thank you for sitting through this 40-minute video. I didn't expect it to be this long, but talking about these Mons one at a time really, really is awesome. I can't wait to have week 1, which does start at the beginning of the new year. The draft opened up early just in case with the holidays people weren't able to draft. But like I said, we got it done pretty quickly in 10 days, and so that's pretty awesome. So we got about a week and a half, 2 weeks before the season officially does start. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe our first opponent is actually going to be a rematch from the quarterfinals of us versus the Winnipeg Jellicent. Coach Matt, our LDL Season 5 winner. So it's going to be awesome. I'm going to have a lot of stuff planned for this team, guys. The Salt Lake City Swamperts are back, and I can't wait for this season to begin because it's going to be lit. Down in the description, there's going to be a link to the the spreadsheet for all this stuff, so you guys can stay updated. There's going to be a link to the TLTPG page, so you guys can check out all the other coaches on that, because we're going to post all the other videos on the main channel, so you guys can see every battle every single week. And while some of us that have our own channels will post them on our own, of course. But yeah, that's going to be it. I'm going to get up out of here. Oh, guys, this is going to be such a fun season. It's going to be a fun season, and I cannot wait to bring you guys some awesome Pokemon content. But I'm Thumb Brother to you guys. I'll see you in the next video.